Hello and welcome back. We are escaping from the zombies right now. Right offshore, you see the black ship Tempest. On board are a group of slaves that you recognize as crew members from your ship. They appear to be awaiting some orders. You gather all your courage and get in the water once again. This time you head towards the ship. There's a large hole in the hull to enter through, and you easily get into the ship in the lower levels. Down below you find a few swords and cutlasses. You grab an armful of weapons. Then you ascend the stairs to the main deck and slowly pop open the hatch. As you peep out from the hatch, you see two captives right in front of you. They notice your presence, and a glimmer of hope becomes visible in their faces. One of them motions you to stay back and be careful though. The next moment, two pirates step between you and the prisoners, right in front of your nose, luckily with their backs turned to you. You see this zombie with blood on his skull. Why is there blood? I mean, he's been dead for how long? Probably longer than a couple of weeks. There shouldn't be red blood on his head anymore. Yeah, I just wanted to say that. Everyone is looking out towards the island, and nobody sees you come up from the lower holds. Oh, it was practical. You easily kill the two undead pirates from behind, which attracts the attention of your crew. You put your finger to your lips in a signal of silence and quickly cut their bands loose and distribute the weapons. With an armed crew, you must decide on your battle tactic. Actually, I'm starting to believe that this is not the strategy I wanted to use, but maybe it is. Yeah. You instruct the crew to continue as if they are captured and exit the ship and head towards the path. The crew complies, and they hold their weapons behind them as they exit the ship to walk along the beach. You slowly walk up the steep cliff on the lookout for undead. Then one of your companions makes a sudden gesture. Two of them are approaching. They don't seem to suspect anything yet. As the first group of undead approaches, you hesitate a moment. But as they are about to suspect that something is suspicious, your companions quickly draw their swords and dispatch them without further ado. But there are more up there. Another of the zombies shows up. Luckily he's alone as well and not prepared for your sharp sword. There he goes. One by one you manage to clear the path. Recomposing yourselves, you continue up the path silently, defeating opponents one by one until you reach the plateau. Finally you emerge at the top, leaving a trail of undead behind, littering your path. It looks like your quiet way of reducing your enemies hasn't been noticed yet, but the battle is not over yet. You look across the plateau where the remaining zombies are located. Only a couple of pirates are left, gathered around the well. One of them approaches and speaks to your group. "It's about time you arrived. The first load is coming up as we speak." At this you look over to the well and see a bucket full of treasure reach the top. One of the pirates unloads the bucket's contents into a sack and puts it next to a tree for the crew to pick up. "Off you go! Bring the gold home!" the zombie says and turns his back to you. One of the crewmen advances to accept the bag. The opportunity seems just right. It's either now or never. You nod your head, and moments later, the crew pull out their weapons and attack the 4 remaining pirates. There you go. You dispatch of the main zombie, and the others take care of the rest. That was easy. Perhaps too easy. Another couple of zombies arrive to support the remaining ones, but by now they are easily overpowered by your crewmen. Looks like these were the last ones around. The crewman points to the sack. "So what are we supposed to do with the gold now?" he inquires. "You have a decision to make. Do you want to order the crew to throw the treasure back down the well, or lower the empty bucket back down the well?" Yeah. These are all options I don't like. You smile at the crew and order them to stay silent and lower the bucket back down the well. Down below you can see Lealk's 2 henchmen filling the bucket. You raise this load and fill yet another bag with treasure. You can tell this process is going to take many loads, and you order the crew to begin transporting the loads down to the ship and return with the empty bags. Excitement appears on the sailors' faces as they heave up more and more gold. As expected, many loads are required before the last of the treasure is hauled up and out of the cavern. You lower the bucket once more, expecting nothing more, but this time, instead of treasure, one of the undead enters the bucket. The undead turns around, then pulls the rope to signify that he wants to be pulled up. "Don't worry, I'll take care of that one," the crewman with the eye patch says and pulls out his sword. But the undead turns out to actually have a trusted face. "Wait!" you yell as you discover that the undead your crew has pulled up is indeed your grandfather. He seems surprised to see you and the crewman as he gets out of the bucket. One of the undead pirates below groans for you to lower the bucket again. You peek down the well, but decide that you have a different plan. Instead, you cut the rope and let the bucket fall. After a while, you hear it clash on the cave's floor. You can hear a commotion below, and you decide that it's time to leave as soon as possible. All of your crew, including your grandfather, run down the path towards the beach, where you see the Tempest waiting. Quickly you enter the ship. The treasure is safely stored away, and you quickly lower the tethered sails and set off. Once you are safe distance away, your grandfather turns to you and asks, "Captain, what is our heading?" The crew all stop what they are doing and look at you, waiting for an answer. You nod your head in acceptance of your fate and wonder if the crew have any idea what they have gotten themselves into. In a few days, they will be the new undead crew. You look back at your grandfather and reply, "First mate, we head for the Manthrian coast. Sail towards the fisherman's grotto." And thus you disappear on the horizon, leaving the scattered sands back forever.